Hey homesteaders, this is Melissa at the Shackley Homestead, and I'm going to show you guys how to make your own Calendula Salve. So Calendula Salve is super important to have on the homestead because you can use it for minor cuts and wounds, bruises, eczema, any skin rashes, bug bites, any type of skin issues you have. It's a great antifungal, antibacterial, antiseptic, anti-inflammatory. It is the number one thing you want to have in your home, on your homestead, especially if you don't live anywhere near town or a doctor like us. It's not an easy, quick trip to the doctor. So I wanted to show you guys how I'm making my Calendula Salve. So the first thing you need to do before you make your salve is to make your calendula oil. So how I made this was I filled it 2/3 of the way with dried calendula flower leaves, petals, and then filled the rest of it with extra virgin olive oil. Hey Brandy. I let it sit for 6 weeks. So you want it to sit in the sun and let the sun do a cold infusion for it. And then after the 6 weeks, then you can drain out the leaves into a cheesecloth and let all the oil go out. And I had done a separate video of me doing that. But anyway, now I have the oil. Now we're going to put all the ingredients together and make the salve. So some other things that you need for this is beeswax, which I recommend you guys, instead of getting it from a store, reach out to your local beekeeper because they have beeswax on hand. My local beekeeper, I'm able to get this way cheaper than the store. The store right now in my local area sells it for $15 a pound, and I'm able to get it for $10 a pound straight from my beekeeper. So search out your local bee people and help them out, right? We're all about helping the small business people. So I cut the wax. You can grate it, but I think it's a little hard to grate, so I just cut it into little chunks. I'm doing a double batch, so the rule of thumb is 1 cup of oil to 1 ounce of beeswax. So I'm doing 2 cups and 2 ounces. So I cut up 2 ounces of beeswax, and I just measure it out. Get yourself a little, if you don't have yourself a little digital scale, get one for your kitchen because it's super helpful. The other thing you need is some containers to put it in. Hey Melissa. I did get a few different types of containers to show you guys. So there's little plastic ones. These ones are plastic. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to multitask here. Sometimes it's hard. And then I got different size tins. I have thicker, bigger ones. This is my biggest one. Or you can get thin ones too. It doesn't matter what size you get. Just make sure that you have enough on hand to do it. Hey Devin. I go ahead and pre-wash all of these, make sure they're dried real good, so that there's any dust or fingerprints from people touching them at the store or manufacturer, little bits of metal, whatever may be in them. I pre-wash them and make sure they're clean and ready to go before I start my process. The other thing you're going to need is a double boiler. So this is my double boiler, and I have a pan of water here. I'm going to get this going. And I like to add essential oil to my Calendula Salve. So this is a lavender tea tree blend. Tea tree is another great thing to use in homeopathy, so in herbal medicine. So if you don't have that on hand, I recommend that. I use the Now brand of the lavender and tea tree, and you can find this at your local herbal store. I know some of you are new to this in here. Some of you have been doing this for a very long time, so I know there's a wide variety of knowledge base, and so I just wanted to share what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my double boiler on top of my pot and get that going and get that warm. And I'm going to measure out my 2 cups of oil and add it in there. And then I'm going to throw the beeswax in, and then I do 30 drops of the essential oil to each batch. So I'm doing 2 batches, so I'm going to do 60 drops of oil, of the essential oil. And then you do not want to overheat this, so you only want to heat it just until the beeswax all melts and you get it all stirred up. The great thing about herbal medicine is it can be one of the best things to use, except for when you overheat it and you kill the properties in it. So you don't want to do that. So I'm just doing 2 cups of my calendula oil. It looks like I probably could have done a triple batch, but we'll just do a double batch for now. So this was just a 32-ounce jar. Just make sure no one's commenting. If you guys have questions, shoot out some questions. I'm glad to answer any questions you might have. So I'm adding in my beeswax, and then I'm going to add in my essential oils, and I'll get my spatula because this is going to melt fairly quickly. It melts quicker than you think sometimes, quicker than you want it to sometimes too. All right, here we go, counting out. Okay, I'm going to stop because I like to only count in 30s. Hey, Elizabeth, that way I don't miss a count here. There we go. 60 drops in there. Alright, so you're just going to stir that, and like I said, you're just going to stir it until the beeswax melts and it's all one consistency. How you guys doing on the Saturday night anyway? We had some snow up here. We're in Maine, and I know there's several of you in here that are across the country. So anyway, we are having, I'm hoping, I love the snow. I love all the seasons for their reasons, but I'm hoping this is one of our last few snowstorms that we have, because I'm ready to get into the garden. I am ready to get spring going, and we have baby bunnies, so I'm ready to get those guys up and going and out the door. Just get everything started for the spring. Get our meat chickens in and new chicks for the layers. We got so much going on this year. I'm super excited. We're going to build a smoker this year. So I'm going to switch off of meat and switch you guys to so you can see what this is looking like here. So it is cooking down, and you're just going to stir it around until, like I said, all that beeswax is going to go away. But you're immediately going to remove it from the heat after the beeswax all melts. And then you're going to pour it directly into your cans. Now, after you pour it into your tins or your plastic, whatever containers you're using, you are definitely going to want to leave the lids off until it completely cools, because you don't want any condensation forming in those containers. I'm so excited about this. I love making our own herbal medicine. It's looking really good. It smells amazing. I love the smell of lavender and tea tree together. You guys are quiet tonight. It's alright, it's kind of mesmerizing, huh? Oh my gosh. I'll have to show you guys a video of the bunnies tomorrow. Don't mind the puppy doodles. Oh, we are almost there. We are almost ready for this to be done. Alright, so I'm going to set my tins up. almost there, almost there. I'm trying to do this one-handed. I forgot to set them up first. I was too busy talking to you guys to remember to set my stuff up first. I'm moving you guys all around. I apologize. Alright, I think that's going to be it. And this should just about be done. Oops, sorry. I'm not being a very good cameraman, huh guys? Sorry. Just let that little bit, there's like a couple little floaters in there, like that piece and that piece. We're just letting them melt. And then we're gonna pull it off here. Smells amazing. All right, it looks like everything is melted. I'm gonna shut the heat off and pull this off. All right, now I'm going to switch you guys to a different view here. Let's see if I can't put you guys this way so you can see me. Move the wax out of the way. Move this out of the way. All right, here we go.
White, you got another lab, check. But if they don't come to the white before they get a yellow, then you might check her again. Whatever happens, we'll clean it up. We'll try it again. And they do that 5 or 6 times.
Sorry, I don't talk much when I'm pouring. I'm trying to concentrate. Looks good. You got it to the edge there.
Yeah, he's a piggy for snacks. He's piggy for food. If you smoke this weed, you get the munchies or some shit. You just want to munch all day.
Oh my gosh. This is looking beautiful. Just keep going until all of it is. This is why you need to have several tins if you're doing a big batch. A few tins would probably be fine if you're only doing one batch, but I am sharing with family, so I need to do a double batch here. Perfect. I want to really get all of this out for this one, so I'm gonna scrape it. I don't want to leave any goodies behind. Perfect. All right, guys, now this is gonna set. I could let this set for up to 24 hours. Depends on how long it's going to take for it to harden up. It varies by container just because of the size and how much liquid is in it. But that's all you got to do for your own homemade Calendula Salve. Once it's all hardened up, I'll show a picture for you guys so you can see what it looks like. And I hope you enjoyed and enjoy making your own salve on your homestead. Talk to you later.